Very exciting webinar today. We're going to be talking and taking you through the 7 sins of takeout. And we believe that there are micro-holding solutions that could fit anyone's to-go operation. And we're going to try to walk you through some of the issues and some of the considerations as you look for ways to improve the efficiency of your operation. 2 Metro storage nerds here today. Jim Dubé, Canada Dubé, you know, he's back. He has all of his teeth today and he is ready to go. And myself, Kevin O'Boyle, Director of Marketing. So we are going to walk through some of the problems and we're going to talk about micro-holding and just kind of give folks a definition of what that is. And then I'm going to try to reinforce, we're going to talk about fit. There are a lot of different options for pickup and to-go stations, especially heated ones that are out there, but there is just a unique challenge in how do you make these fit and work for you? And we're going to talk about how we think Metro is uniquely there to partner with you to help address that problem. So just a quick tie back to last week. We talked a bit about safe food storage. September is Food Safety Month, and we talked a lot about time temperature abuse and how that is the sneaky enemy of safe food storage and how task interruptions and too many people multitasking in the back house during prep work and how that creates food safe risk. We talked about some solutions for that. Similar topic today. You know, we're not deviating too far from the food safety spectrum, but we are going to talk about fighting the 7 sins of takeout, and we're going to break this down a little bit for you today. So the storage nerds were here. We're going to go deep, and we're going to take you through what we think the 7 sins of takeout are. Obviously, you don't want to keep customers and drivers waiting for orders. The kitchen pass-through is such a critical area for operation. You do not want bottlenecks piling up there. The front counter is another place where takeout can create a logjam in your operation. Again, food safety abuse happens in the takeout operation. If it's not at temperature the right amount of time, you do create a food safety risk there. There's also just, it doesn't taste as good if it's cold, and lots of solutions out there are just ambient open solutions. When there are to-go shelving or counters that are there, customers do accidentally grab the wrong ones. Yes, it's a little more efficient if the customer can grab their own, but then you do end up with some upset customers when their food isn't there, if it can't be identified easily. And maybe last but not least, you know, buying too much. You know, there's a lot of solutions that have come onto the market, but you know, there's some challenges with them there. There's some big, bulky, complex stations that have been launched to the market, and we're going to try to show you an alternative today that might work for you. So obviously, you've all been at this point to a restaurant where they're trying to deal with dine-in and takeout and delivery and third-party delivery drivers coming in, and you see this waiting and a bunch of unhappy customers as they're waiting to get their food. Some folks on Reddit expressed their dissatisfaction with the pass-through area. What's being seen in this pass-through, this bottleneck, this is before the restaurant even opened, and what they need to do with as takeout, you know, as takeout flows through the operation in areas that it wasn't necessarily planned for. Other areas here where you could see a bit of a logjam and bottleneck in the pass-through from the kitchen out to where the servers are. At the front counter, what we'll often see, meals sitting out waiting on counters where people are normally working, trying to do other things, all these to-go tickets, but with no actual storage space at the front counter for these meals to go. Similarly here again, just a quick one on the right, you see the delivery driver show up and he's waiting in line behind all these other people. And so that food is getting colder, that end customer is taking longer, all because there isn't a front counter plan for how all the various flows are going to be fit. Cold or lower quality food, many people are doing this without that heat source because they're just using something ambient and open space at counter, or those that even have dedicated pickup stations, they're usually just on generally wood shelving or a counter. There's a difficult coordination here between what the kitchen is going to do and when that pickup is going to happen. There is a time lag there, and you know, no one wants cold burgers, no one wants cold burritos. So what can be done to prevent that from happening? You know, this is that same time temperature abuse curve we talked about last week. There is a very important holding period, and so many folks are familiar with heated cabinets and other objects that have to hold items for several hours at a time. But in these operations, there is a very small holding window, roughly 5 to 30 minutes, and it's just that coordination piece between customer or delivery company and kitchen when something might be sitting, when it's going to be degrading, when there's that food safety risk. So what can be done, what kind of heat source can be put back in this pre-delivery setting to make sure that we don't have food safety risk and also to keep food quality? Some people, so there's just a quick bonus thing on menu deliverability. Some people are designing for this and they're being really smart about it. They take their whole menu and then, okay, which of the items are real delivery first things? We know they're going to sit out. We know they're going to wait. What is the right holding strategy for the delivery first part of our menu? And then even better, where should the final assembly of these things happen, right? Because like buns get soggy, fries get soggy, but proteins need to be held and other things don't need to be held. Who needs to do that final assembly? Do you need to do that, or can the consumer do that? Can that be an offset of some labor costs or some savings for you, like Korean barbecue, when you get your lettuce wraps and your beefs and your protein separate? So just as microholding is a way to also just, not just keep you safe, but also improve the deliverability and the food quality of your menu. And so we talked a bit about buying too much for this problem is also a major concern. Folks have gotten away for a long time with simple ambient solutions or simple heated shelves or heat strips and whatnot, just to put enough heat back in to keep that food quality. There is that challenge that obviously delivering to go is growing, and that's when we believe it's going to continue to stay that way. But we don't need to kill an anthill with a nuclear weapon or anything like that. A lot of things coming on the market are very large, very bulky, and very complex. So let's address the elephant in the room here. You can't put something in your operation that's going to be that disruptive to the space and the workflow. You need something that is flexible, and you need something that's going to work with your operation. And with that, but the great thing that we've seen, as we're trying to survive here, the resiliency we've seen in our customers is just incredible. And we're seeing them adapt, and we're seeing them use existing solutions to get to scale. And that is absolutely the right approach. Be entrepreneurial, build the right process, but then at some point there's going to be the right level of investment, the right equipment to allow you to then change and streamline your workflow to better serve your customers. So like, yes, you might need to use that kitchen pass-through at the beginning, but then once there's an understanding of what that to-go volume is, then it's the time to change the workflow and set it up to work to scale and continue to serve customers well. So with that, I will turn it over to my partner in crime, Jim Dubé, who will take you through how we think we can help.
All right, thanks, Kevin. So just a quick recap. People trying to implement or increase their to-go business. So a lot of challenges, right? Efficiency challenges. Kevin mentioned waiting, potential food quality, food safety issues. Those go hand in hand. You showed stuff very, very many places with hot meals sitting on a counter, waiting for someone to pick it up, waiting for a delivery driver or the customer. Confusion with either the wrong food to the wrong customer or the customer grabbing the wrong food. More processes need more space. You add to go to an existing business, it creates some challenges with workflow, like Kevin mentioned. And then one of his other points was there's an investment involved here in either layout or equipment or both. So business they have different needs, different budgets. We know times are challenging in this environment today, last 6 months especially. So the need for cost effectiveness and flexibility are huge things. So you look at something like our Super Erecta shelving, right? It was basically born in 1969, long time ago. It's stood the test of time, continues to stand the test of time. And one of the big reasons is it's super, super simple. It's 3 parts. There's shelves, there's posts, there's the split sleeves that connect them, and it's basically an Erecta set. It's very similar to Legos. You can build and do a lot of things. Lots of modularity for any application. So we took that concept and made a product that's going to plug right into that system and work the same way, but in a heated solution format. And it's got the ability to address a lot of different areas. So whether it's a customer-facing application, behind the counter, back of house, near the drive-through window, different sizes. So Kevin showed you a lot of big, bulky things that require a major investment in the construction of the restaurant or location, and also from a capital perspective for the equipment itself. And then different compartments or different sizes, whether you want it open and closed, lots of different needs. So flexibility is key.
So just this picture here to explain that too. This is a Metro Hot to Go unit that Jim is going to show you shortly, but it is as simple as 4 Metro posts that you've all seen and are all familiar with, and 3 Metro shelves. And but those shelves are heated and they have side panels and enclosure doors to turn them into a go station. But it's similar to all the modular, flexible Metro shelving solutions that you've seen in every restaurant for since a long time.
So just to walk you through what this new product line for Metro, it's basically the emphasis is a heated shelf, and it's very flexible, like Kevin mentioned. You've got the same adjustability you're used to in Metro shelving. Set the levels whatever level you want, and it plugs right into our existing shelving as well. So it's keeps food hot, it's flexible, it's affordable, and it works with our shelving, like I mentioned. In terms of what we're offering, so we've created 18 different shelves. So there's 3 different depths and 6 different sizes within each. You can use them in as small a package as 14 by 24 by 3 inches high, or as big as 24 by 60 by 74 inches high with multiple levels, and it could all be heated, could be mixed with regular shelving. Additionally, we have some enclosure kits that you can close just individual shelf levels. So Kevin mentioned earlier, that 5 to 30 minute time frame. You may have applications where they want to hold stuff longer for an hour or something like that. The ability to enclose, it's not quite a heated cabinet, but it gets you closer to that and allows you to hold longer, which equals better food quality, equals food safety in some instances. And it also, if it's customer facing, it adds a sense of passive security for the customer. Instead of being on an open unit, the doors are closed and they reach in and grab it. It gives them that sense that nobody else has touched the food. So, the different ways, very, very flexible. We say super flexible. Possibilities are endless. Each shelf, if you buy an individual shelf, comes with those 3-inch plastic feet that you see. So this would be the situation where it's only 3 inches high, and you can use it as a heated work surface. It can just be a countertop unit that's holding a couple of units. So you see some of those pictures Kevin showed, very common in takeout and delivery applications where tons of meals are sitting at the front counter where people come in to pick it up. This can help keep that food hot and manage that time from when the customer or the delivery driver gets there. Very similarly, you could set up a multi-tiered unit just with heated shelves, or combine it with with heated shelves and some storage. So a lot of takeout, they may have stuff that goes with that that meal that people are picking up. So you could put your heated meals on the heated shelves, and maybe the napkins and stuff like that you don't want on there on a different shelf. But basically, you can create small countertop units, large units like Kevin showed. He showed that one picture saying they take up a lot of space. Well, you could create that unit if you need it. Otherwise, you can also create something smaller if you don't need to take up that space. And like I said, different lengths and different depths. This one here is one of my favorites because it's so simple. There's nothing more ubiquitous than a wire shelf in the food service setting. But this really, the ability to add a heated module into a shelf really creates a lot of extra things, and so simple. Now I can combine heated holding with a standard shelf. So if somebody's already got our Metro Super Erecta shelving, they could add this kit in there and be able to hold to-go meals. In this instance, you see rotisserie chickens. This would be more of a grocery application, and they can hold those longer with the enclosures. And then, we focused a lot on the front counter, but in the back of the house, whether it's an enclosure kit on top of a workstation or just a regular heated shelf that's keeping those meals hot before they go to the front of the house, we can create these workstations. This workstation could also act as a pass-through the front counter accesses sort of thing. So you're minimizing steps, getting more efficient, and which equals happier customers and speedier service. And last but not least, Kevin, at the start when I took over with the presentation here, he showed our Metro to Go hot station, one of the units, and we have a series of different units that are designed for specific order staging and pickup, whether the customer interacts with it or not, or somebody from the counters passing it over. And then we also have some grab and go models where they're not for specific orders, but the emphasis of them is using the heated shelf to create these products and create the flexibility that's needed out there.
And these, again, have the same modularity and flexibility of any of the other units. They can come in any number of sizes with any number of compartments. Everything is modular from the side panels to the doors, etc. So whatever footprint is available to support this, one of the Metro to Go hot stations can support your need in that. So if you want to learn more, there's a lot of great information on our website on both the to go hot stations and also the Super Erecta heated shelving. And we want to thank everyone so much for coming. We got a couple of promotions. We highlighted some of our, this buy one, get one free promo for some of our products that leverage these three-sided frames that help maximize vertical space, whether you're in a cooler or whether you're in a prep area. So this particular promotion is still going from now until October 31st. We also have a free product promotion that if you buy some of our heated cabinet products or some Mighty Lights or some ambient to-go stations, there is a redeemable coupon for a free Mighty Light product for every $1,000 that you spend. These products are in stock and ready to ship in 3 days. And please do tune back in 2 weeks. We will have some of our experts from our national accounts team taking us through how we value engineer stainless fab to help folks have more efficient prep stations in their kitchen. So I do hope you will join us on September 17th for that particular session with Jerry Kenlon, Lauren Norica, and Heath Taylor. All right, so with that, I will go and check the Q&A. So there is a Q&A board with this webinar, so if you have any questions, please ask them. And I do appreciate your time, and thank you so much for coming.